There we go.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
A little. You're kind of faint, but I can hear you.
All right. All right. So how's it going?
I'm good, man. Just hanging out in Virginia.
In Virginia. So you're going to be at the North Dakota State Fair on July 23rd. Have you ever been to North Dakota?
My first tour ever and the first stop ever was in North Dakota. I was with Jewel years ago. So yeah, I've been to North Dakota. I love the people up there. I'm looking forward to it.
You know, and we're excited to have you here as part of a great lineup at the North Dakota State Fair. You know, I know that you're from Georgia. What's going on with the water up there? I mean, you know, Georgia has produced a lot of great country music stars, including Jason Aldean, Cole Swindell, Luke Bryan, and now Kip Moore. What's going on there? Something's happening.
Man, I wish I could tell you that. Georgia's always been a very eclectic mix of, famous music singers. It's always been something to water down there. It's a way of life, I guess. But it's always inspired a lot of young musicians to want to be, professional musicians. So I guess it's that. I guess there's been so many people to look up to that it keeps kind of churning them out.
You know, I'm from Louisiana, so we're both Southern boys. When you're on tour, is there some dish or some food that you have to take with you from Georgia?
Nah, I don't have any kind of thing like that. I eat pretty strict, so nah, I don't. Georgia dishes are going to always be tons of grease and fried food. So
just a bunch of grease and fried food. That's how they like it down south. Is it true that you lived in Hawaii and was like a beach bum?
Yeah, I did. When I graduated college, I went out there and I love to surf, and I still surf all over the world. And I kind of lived in a little hut out there for about a half a year and just kind of backpacked around and hitchhiked, camped out, and surfed all over.
Man, and if you want to be a beach bum, there's no better place than Hawaii to be a beach bum. I mean, really.
Yeah, it was pretty special. It was a pretty it was a pretty special time in my life, that's for sure. So I didn't have a care in the world at that time.
Man, that's when life is good. That's when life is good, when you have no responsibilities.
Yeah, I didn't wear a shirt or a pair of shoes I had flip-flops and board shorts for about 6 months. Man, that was it.
When I told the listeners that I would be talking to you today, a couple of listeners sent in some questions, and I thought I'd pick a few. Lynn Newitz, she wants to know, what artist or group have you most enjoyed touring with, and why?
Man, so many of them have been so special for different reasons. It's hard to answer that question because I've had some that hadn't been so fun, but for the most part, 90% of it has been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And they've all, Billy Currington was my first, really big tour that I went on, and they treated us so good, and there's been other, Lady Annabelle's been great to us, McGraw's been great, this Dirks tour is amazing, the Toby Keith tour, and I learned something from, a different thing from each tour, so it's hard to say who was the best. I don't think I can.
So before you actually made it big, I know you did some songwriting, but before you made it big, was there one or two particular country music artists or music from or an artist from any genre that you really looked up to and learned something from?
I'd say Bruce Springsteen.
Really?
Yeah, he's the one that put the fire under me as a writer, and he's been one of my favorites for the last 12, 13, 14 years.
One thing about Bruce Springsteen is that he puts on one hell of a show. He leaves it all out there.
Well, that's what we pride ourselves on, is our show, and if people hadn't been, that's what they're going to walk away from, most likely saying, because, until I'm to blame, in between I'm to Blame and Hey Pretty Girl, we've kind of had a lull at radio for the last year and a half. And our live show has kept us in the game, and, we've even doubled our fan base. And it's like, that's from us working so hard on our live show and bringing it every single night. And now we're kind of back on track, without the blame, and that's, and then that gives us a whole nother push, So, but we definitely pride ourselves on the live show.
Country music is casting a wide net right now. The demographics of country music scans from the 12 to 13-year-olds all the way up to the 70-plus-year-olds. How do you feel about today's country music? I mean, it seems like every 5 or 10 years, country music changes and folks say, oh, that's not country. But, as much as things change, it seems that country music still stays the same. And it's certainly getting a wider demographic. I mean, you feel good about where country music's going?
Man, that's a loaded question. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't sugarcoat stuff. I don't sit here and give anybody no BS. Everybody's always about giving politically correct answers. I'm so sick of hearing people whine and moan about everything in life in general. But when it comes to music too, I'm just sick of it, man. I'm sick of music's always changing, and I definitely got my opinions,
right?
On certain things that I like and don't like. But it's just I'm just sick and tired of listening to people gripe. They always got something to gripe about. That's never going to change. And my thing is this: if I don't like some of the music that's going on, which I don't like some of it, I can be honest and say I don't like some and I love some.
Mm-hmm.
But the stuff that I don't like, it's making somebody happy, and that's all that matters. If it's making somebody happy, then it's got a place. So I'm just I'm sick and tired of just of the whining and moaning from some people on certain kinds of music.
It kind of drives me crazy when folks out there put a label on everything. The fact is that it seems that country music and country radio is loving what Kip Moore is doing. And, man, we wish you the best of luck. And we can't wait to see you in North Dakota on the big grandstand stage July 23rd. Most of all, we thank you for taking time to talk to the audience here in Bismarck, Kip.
You bet, man. Yep.